Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Just a little check-in. I won't be on long this morning. But anytime we start to have conversations about things that affect us, I'm going to try to pop in and try to get y'all steered on the right path. Talk about things that matter. As a matter of fact, I even put the MOP page in this morning because I think it's important that we do this and that we even expose our larger MOP audience to this conversation. Well, yeah, I know this is Juneteenth, so we'll get to the Juneteenth conversation real quick, and I don't want to stay too long on it, but we celebrating Juneteenth in the United States. For those that don't know what Juneteenth is, let's give y'all an update on it before we get going. Let me get this song. Let y'all hear it. When I get the Juneteenth information, I'm gonna hear your Jackson's "We Shall Overcome" is playing. It's your boy Unc in the building. What up?
We shall overcome one day. We shall overcome one day. We shall overcome one day. Yeah. If in our heart we do believe, Lord, we shall overcome one day.
Let's get y'all right. Hold on. I know it's early for y'all. Going over to YouTube.
One day. We shall all have peace one day. We shall all have peace, Lord, one day. Yeah.
I want to just get y'all up to speed real quick. We'll put a little hip hop music under the bed after this song to play. But I want to get y'all started. I want to get y'all started on something that's really important. If I'm going to check in, it's not just Juneteenth. I'm checking in for something that I want to talk to y'all about before I get out here on my day. I won't be here long, not more than 20 minutes, but I want to just make sure y'all stay focused on what's happening. So this is not the news that they tell y'all. Thank you, baby.
We shall all be free.
Good morning to the Duchess. Baby, you're getting real good at this. The Duchess is getting skills at that. Very nice, Duchess. I do believe.
One day.
Well, I just want to get that going. I think that's important that we do that. But let me just get some of my music up there. Little MOP music, but just a conversation. Good morning, happy Juneteenth, Reginald. I'm on for just about the Juneteenth. I won't be on long. It's only going to be a few minutes, but there's some things I want to talk about. Reggie, and if you got time to jump in this morning and hop on and talk to me about this, let me know. After you hear what I'm going to talk about, then you'll understand. If you got sons 18 to 26 years old, this is going to be a time that y'all need to pay attention. And maybe you want to share this. Go to YouTube, share this with your friends, this conversation. But first, let's get to the Juneteenth. Let's celebrate for a sec. Juneteenth, also known as, this is a Black Fact. Go to blackfacts.com if you want to get this information about Juneteenth. Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day, a Jubilee Day and celebration. Cell Liberation Day is an American holiday celebrated on June 19th on 1865. The Emancipation Proclamation, which had been issued on 1863, and January 1st was read to enslave. That's when they read it to enslave the African Americans in Texas by Gordon Granger. The date June 19th, 2024 is also called Freedom Day, Jubilee Day, and we celebrate Juneteenth. We celebrate the day that we read the fact that the slaves are free, because obviously most of the slaves couldn't read. All right, thank you very much. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Glaze. Good morning, Reggie. But that's not what I'm talking about this morning. Obviously, we know this is Juneteenth. It's a federal holiday. Thank you. And I'm glad that we have found something to celebrate. But there's something even more pertinent and important. Now, I hate to say that I'm always the guy that knows what's happening ahead of time. I always do this. And it's really, I'm starting to get, not pissed off about it, but I'm starting to get a little bit, I really feel like, you guys, how many times am I gonna be right? Okay. Well, here's what's happening. If you got sons 18 years old to 18 to 26 years old, this is very important. All right, 18 to 26. In a drastic vote by Congress, they just passed the automatic draft. That means you will be drafted. Now, if you're old enough for me to understand what the Vietnam War was like, now listen, I am a firm believer in the military, right? I believe that that all of us should serve a country in the military, and we should do it voluntarily. The difference is when you do it by draft, that means it's a federal mandate that you have to go in. You have to send your son. If your son is not, he's not the only son, obviously, those have one son. But if you have multiple sons, the sons between the ages of 18 and 26 have to go and register for the draft. Now, if you in some way if you're not old enough, you've been through Desert Storm, you've been through, we mostly have what we call a volunteer army. We've been through all these things. But in the 60s and early 70s, the draft was in play. And they were drafting our young boys into war. The difference between going in involuntarily, where you take a test, you get your MOS, you get trained for the career that you qualify for. In the draft, they put you in, and they still go through that process, but you just become basically hamburger meat for war. And it weighs on me heavily as a man with sons. And I don't know if this new, I call it a little softer, more sensitive era of young men are going to be prepared for this draft. Now, while we're waiting around and thinking that somebody's gonna, we're thinking that somebody's gonna show us love or somebody's gonna be nice to us. No, this when you get drafted into the military, you are not shown love. They don't care about you at that point. You have been drafted into war. From the political space, what's going to end up happening, and which is probably when Donald Trump wins the election, which he will win the election, they're going to bolster up the military. They just passed the military budget, which is going to pass in the Senate. They've added another $9 billion to an already almost $900 billion military budget. What that tells me that this country is preparing for war. And the first that goes on the front line is poor white, poor black, poor brown. They go on the front line. Now, some people are going to debate and say, the young blacks are in jail. They catch him and catch him and put him in prison. But there's a more intellectual conversation there, because there is still a monicum of choice that you got. You got choice. You know what I'm saying? You can say, I can put my kids into a college or whatever the case may be. No, when the draft comes, they go to war. Understand. If you pay attention to what's happening in the world today, if you pay attention to what's happening on the world landscape, with the unification of North Korea, Russia, China, Iran, the United States and what's happening in Ukraine, where Russia is pushing into Europe. When Ukraine falls, you will pay attention. Now, I'm telling you this today because I don't want the shit to happen to you because we so worried about Puffy and who he's sleeping with and what rapper did this and what rapper did that. We're not paying attention to world shit that's happening right now that will affect you immediately. You're gonna cry about it later after you, like you people that cried about the pandemic or whatever the case may be. You will cry about it later. So I'm gonna give it to you now. If you have sons, you take them down to the military and you sign them up in those specialty fields like the Air Force, the Coast Guard. If he wants to be a Marine, sign them up and then get them technical jobs in the military so that they are not going to be caught up in that bogus draft where they're just going to grab you and just put you on the front lines in the Army. Listen, if you're within the sound of my voice, you better understand what this is. You guys, this whole generation ain't old enough to know the cousins and my cousins and uncles that came from Vietnam that were, they were just chilling. They went off, came back on dope from Vietnam. I'm telling you, this is probably one of the most important lives that I've done. It's your boy Uncle Ace in the morning emails. Shout out to my MOP First Family. This is one of the most important lives that I've done because I've lived on this planet long enough to understand what happens. I've seen this movie before. I was a little kid when I saw the movie. In 1974, I was 9 years old. I was seeing my uncles come back from the Vietnam War all fucked up. Because they waited and they thought it was cool. Everybody chilling. Next thing you know, the draft came and they picked their asses up and took them off the war. You wake up the next day, you in some foreign country with a fucking M16 and a backpack. Trust me. And I am a firm believer in the military. But I'm telling you, this is happening right now. So let me read the story to you again, in case y'all didn't know. Good morning, Major Bird. Good morning. I saw what it did to the hood. Exactly, Reggie. And you know what? Let me see if I'm locked in to Reggie. I'm gonna make one call to Reggie Maynard if you're up, because I think it's a call that should happen. I need somebody who understands what I'm saying. Because it seems like I'm yelling, I'm firing an alarm. Whatever, but I know what the fuck I'm talking about. This is one of those things, bruh. This is one of those things that if y'all don't pay attention to it, your kids will be a part of this.
Morning, ladies.
Good morning, Reg. How you doing, my brother? I was off, man. I wasn't, getting involved. I was getting on my vacation. And of course, I stay diligent, brother, and I pay attention to what's happening.
Yeah, and I got to be honest with you, man.
Yeah,
I was having morning emails with golf, so that's why I'm up this early, shaking out like, oh, he's online. But this is a very serious subject. I am a byproduct of what went on in Vietnam. I did not get drafted because I was an only child, but I saw what it did to all my friends and family.
Exactly.
Ladies, you're right. If this is going to happen anyway, then get your son signed up to specialty opportunities within the military, because it's not going to be a choice. Nope. You either manage it yourself or you get managed. You will get managed. Like you said, you turn into fodder and just dog meat. I mean, because you're just a number. You're just a number. I cried every time I saw somebody come back from Nam that was a solid young man before he left and came back just ruined. And then it was mental, it was drugs. It devastated us. And then the proliteration of drugs in the neighborhood. Right, but the
heroin came over from Vietnam. The heroin came over from Asia. All that poppy seeds that came over here, and it just decimated the hood. And
it decimated us.
And this ain't nothing that my father, he died of cancer, but he died of cancer and AIDS because of heroin. My father was a Muslim, right? He was a Nation of Islam Muslim, and then he got caught up messing with that damn heroin, and then over time he contracted the HIV virus from the needle. Yeah. And then contracted cancer and all the other things and died at 57 years old. I'm 58, my brother. I understand what this is. We are talking real shit. And real shit. And when the House, when they voted this in, this is all the shit that we talk about to all our people, right? I try to tell them, stay ahead, stay diligent, understand what's happening in the world around you. They sit back, you worry about Diddy and all this other bullshit and what rapper did this and what rapper did that. And next thing you know, your baby, your son, your 20-year-old son is going to be on a boat somewhere shipped out to the front lines somewhere in South Korea on the front lines. And what son is going to be on a boat.
Yep, no, it's true. And ladies, the thing is, I had my grandkids and great-grandkids over this weekend. And hearing this news today, because I did not see what you're speaking on, so thank you very much for ringing the bell. Because that's what we got to do in the neighborhood. Not everybody sees everything, but those that do see something, when they say see something, say something.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing this morning. You took time out of your personal day to do this, so thank you.
No, well, let me read the story again so they know. The House of Representatives passed the measure on Friday. They snuck it in on Friday, slow news day. On Friday, automatically registering men age 18 to 26 for selective service. It was a part of the annual National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, which sets out the U.S. government's military national security priorities over the next fiscal years. The years authorized at $895.2 billion in military spending, a $9 billion increase from February 2024. While it hasn't been invoked in over half a century, it's mandatory for all male U.S. citizens to register for selective service, also known as a military draft, when they turn 18. Failure to register is classified as a felony, and it comes up with a host of legal challenges. Supporters of the amendment argue that it would cut down bureaucratic red tape and help U.S. citizens necessary legal issues, as well as cutting down on taxpayer dollars going towards prosecuting those cases. It was led by a Democratic Chrissy Holman, and passed in the House Armed Services Commission version NDAA in May. The NDA advanced through committee and was gunned by an overwhelming 57-1 vote. By using available federal database, Selective Service Agency will be able to register all individuals required and thus help ensure the future military draft as a fair, equitable starting Friday. This will allow also rededicate resources. Basically, that means money towards reading readiness and also towards mobilization towards education and advertising campaigns for registered people. That means it is time to set them up for war.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Drafts don't get implemented just for fun. They don't get implemented just to get some people off the street and have them employed with a paycheck, because that's not what this is. This is about preparation for war.
This is preparing for war.
And if you don't look at what's going on in the news, like you said, Ukraine, Russia, it's getting bad. And then with the BRICS situation with the U.S. dollar, the de-dollarization of the world, there's a lot going on right now. So America
is a lot, bro.
We're circling the wagons, bro, and it's not pretty. And we will be the first to go. Trust me.
Oh, no, we're definitely. Black and brown are first to go. And some of us are saying it's better than going to prison. But I'm telling you right now, you don't know war. Y'all think y'all hoods are tough. Y'all think y'all listen, even my little time, and even just going on bivouac, you understand it's different than the war that y'all think y'all in, because you got your little 9mm, your mans and them got your little hammers on you, and you got no. You do not understand military grade weapons. And when that shit hit the fan, it hits the fan. You don't understand what suppression fire is. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like a blanket of bullets that you can't lift your head up. If you lift your head, it'll take your head off. They don't
And the
even
thing is,
understand.
blood and guts will take the hardest hood man and break him down. I know some brothers that were serious gangbangers before they went to Nam,
That's right.
and they came back. They came back pussycats, man, because they were just totally broke down mentally broke down.
And
So,
this goes to all of our single mothers out there who
yes, sir.
who really think that you gonna know what it is when you got two boys and you got to send your babies to war. You don't understand. I got sons, so I know what this is.
Yeah, this is very important for you, and to show you how impactful it was to me, I still own my draft card. Just to remind me of the trauma that went on during that period.
People haven't seen the draft card, Reggie. People have not seen the draft card. They don't even know what a draft card is.
I know they're gonna see one soon, unfortunately.
Well, and I'm gonna get out of here about 6:30. But Reggie, I want to thank you for chiming in because I needed somebody who understood what I was talking about this morning to get up here and really understand.
Well, I want to thank you for bringing this to the fore. Like I said, somebody had to ring the bell. I usually stay on top of these things. I didn't even hear this, so thank you. And I'm glad I was. I'm up anyway. But I said, damn, I'm missing these emails in the morning. Then I look up and you're on live. I said, okay, well let me tap in. So
yeah, I'll put some reruns up, but because we got a lot. But the thing is, I'm gonna get back to my summer. But anytime something pops up that I feel that we should be talking about, I'm gonna jump in and have this conversation because what we're paying attention to, Black news is paying attention to such bullshit. They're not paying attention to what's happening out here. They're not paying attention to what we need to, if you look at all what's supposed to be Black news and whatever, Vlad TV, BC knockout, first time running into death row during their rap beef. We're talking about fucking rap. Shut up. Y'all don't know what beef is. You don't know what beef is.
No, you don't.
Y'all niggas don't know what beef is. Y'all think y'all know what beef. You do beef when you have to go to war and you send your 18-year-old kid to war. Dr. D-Nice is on. She got sons. That means your sons are in the firing line. Your sons are in the target. If you got an 18-year-old son, he has to sign up. And don't be like, okay, I think he might be. You know how people how their sons are like the gender and all. Don't give a fuck. You want to know what a man is? An 18-year-old male, give a fuck what you think he is going to war.
That's right.
You go to media takeout. You go to media takeout, and you hear shit about LMA is who the fuck LMA and Halle Berry talking about bullshit. Kendrick Lamar got caught using bots. This is bullshit. They are setting your kids up to go to war. And they will take your children away from you. Your 18, 19, 18 to 26-year-old Black, brown, and poor white men are going to be on the front line fighting for this industrial military complex. Thank you very much, Reggie. Thank you for putting some context.
I need to thank you, brother. I need to thank you. Thank you, sir. And march along, my brother, and enjoy the rest of your summer. But if something comes up, we're here for you, okay?
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man.
No, I appreciate you, sir.
All right, and I'll see you at the golf.
Yeah, I'll see you at the golf outing. Yes, sir.
We'll kick it over there, my brother. Salute.
Yes, sir. Peace. And salute to the Duchess.
Yes, the Duchess makes a great cup of coffee. I got her using the French. I taught her how to get the French press right. Her French press skills is nice now. Yeah, we're doing it great. All right, baby. I'll talk to you later. All right,
peace and love, brother.
Peace. If y'all think I'm playing. If y'all think I'm out here playing this morning, y'all go ahead. Go ahead and play. And then talk to me in a year when, mark this day, talk to me in a year when they come and they pick up your sons in a van and they take their asses down to the military compound. Now your little baby boy who ain't never did nothing in life, who ain't never had a fight, who wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight, is now handed an M16 and he's on the front lines with his head down. This is what war is. Y'all don't know about war in this country because y'all ain't really seen no war. Everything is over there. The Desert Storm and all that bullshit. That shit is over there, right? And even those wars wasn't big military moves. They're setting up this country for a big military move. You play around if you want to. You don't pay attention if you want to. You let all these punk ass black institutions and organizations keep y'all focused on bullshit if you want to. You will lose your son. You will lose your child. And they will take his ass out there. Play if you want to. We knew this coming. Jensen spelled it out. COVID was the first wave. Well, COVID is the first wave, but remember, this is moving in real time, Glaze. Rest in peace, Linda Grabau. This is listen, I'm too old. My time is over. Now I'm damn near 60 years old. And let me tell you something. If the draft came and I had to go, I would still go. I'm not knocking the military. I'm telling you right now. I believe everybody should go to the military. I think you should go in there, but go in there on your own terms. But let it be the volunteer army it is. You go in there and you support your country. And then you learn those skills, those military skills that you need. Shout out to my man, Catman Kevin Wilson. Shout out to everybody who goes there and fights these fights, who actually does it, who goes out there and handles it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I have nothing against the military. But I'm just telling you right now, when it's the draft, it's different. It's hamburger meat. It's throw your ass in the shit. Play around if you want to. You got sons. Let me call Dr. D Nice this morning to see if she's up. I'm going to make one more phone call. I'm going to get out of here today. But just for y'all to understand, here's the story. And this is why I came on this morning. Here's the story. This is why I'm so concerned. I'm telling you right now, the story is very simple. Good morning. Good morning, Dr. D Knight. You have sons, so this will affect you. Thank you, Duchess. According to the U.S. Official Marines website, the fact that a son or daughter is the only child of son does not exempt him from being sent overseas in a combat. Oh my God, that is new now. That was the old way. Was if you had only one son, they couldn't take the one son. Now they'll take your one son. Ain't that something? Dr. D Nice, you got sons. This is a real story. This is a real conversation. Sis, my heart goes out to you. I got sons too. Right in the firing line. Right in I got two sons right now.
Yeah, I have them in sequence. But you know what? I'll just pray that God takes care of them. You know, I'm a faithful woman, and that's all I can do. These are not things that are in my control.
Okay, well, you're gonna pray the way I got you. Prayer with God says prayer with action, right? You got to have action with the prayer. So, what I suggest is you prepare, pray and prepare your sons, sister. Pray and prepare your sons. In other words, maybe you might want to look into the military for them. That way, if they do go, they go in as a specialized officers, in military training.
I told you that was our have them all do some military service. So I'm glad that you brought that up. Thank you.
Yeah. And if you go in outside of the draft, then you can go in as an officer. You can go in with a specialized MOS or something that you can go in where you're something like my son, I'm sending him to the Air Force Reserve, where he can go in and work for the Air Force, and he can do technical stuff in the Air Force. So he's not an infantry. He's not that guy. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where most of our kids are going to go. They're going to be hamburger meat. I'm telling you right now. Big difference. I was a specialist when I was a communication specialist when I was in service. So I understand what the difference is. That's what they got. I went in voluntarily. Pray and repair. As parents must be proactive, whether we like it or not. There you go. Thank you, Duchess. Can we change your name to Duchess on here, DeAndre? The Duchess. I'd like to change the name. Pray and prepare, and be prepared. But Dr. D Nice, I pray and hope that you prepare for that your sons and the future of your children and your legacy is protected, and understand what this is. I am deadly serious about this conversation. And I had no plans of coming on, but when I got this story, this was heavy on my heart and my mind. And I was like, let me get on here and talk to these people about this.
Yeah, I missed the first one. I'm gonna go after you're done and just rewind it and listen to the whole thing.
Okay, and also just do some research yourself and find out what's happening. This is real deal
Absolutely.
business. This is the draft is coming, and it's coming for your kids.
Well, you know, you hear, if you listen to some of the politicians and their interviews, they want war.
Because war. Listen, they need war. Here's the truth: they need war every 20 something years in order to clean out the nonsense. That's what happens. It's like you need a little war once in a while to clean out the nonsense. It's just how you attack it. You're gonna let it. You're gonna let war come to you, or you see. I'm the kind of guy that I bring war to whatever I got to bring to. I don't let war come to me. I'll bring war. So if I got beef, I'm bringing it to you. I'm letting you know right now. We ain't gonna sit here and wait for you to bring me beef. I'm bringing it right to you. Whoever it is, whatever it is, I'm coming at you. I ain't yelling. I ain't talking wolf tickets. I'm bringing it to you. The problem is when it come to you, you on your back foot and you got to now figure out how to handle it. You got to react. I'm saying don't be a reactor. Don't let war come to you when you're not prepared. Prepare your family. This is a public service announcement. Prepare your children for what the inevitable reality is. If you look at it on a political landscape, Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, they lining up. Pay attention. Or just be sitting there, look what they did to my baby. I am old enough to remember what happened in Vietnam because I have cousins. I was 9 years old in 1974, meaning that I was basically old enough to understand my cousins and them coming back from the Vietnam War, all shot up, broken knees off, legs off, messed up, heroin, everything. I saw what happened. I know what it is. Pay attention. Thank you, Dr. D. Nice. I pray for you and your sons. Have a great day, Doc. All right, peace.
Thank you, Blaze.
Pay attention. There you go. There you go. That fixes the economy. You understand? And let me tell you something. If Trump get in office, there's a high probability that industrial complex is going to continue, is going to increase. And I want you to understand that so you don't take it personal and don't be talking. It ain't about Trump. Y'all watching the wrong things. Pay attention. So all this little pansy shit, I don't feel good, all this little emotional support shit, that shit is over. Prepare your sons and daughters for the inevitability of war. But if you're going to go to war, bring it. Don't let it come to you. Don't let them come snatch your kid and put him in the draft. You take your kid down there, you find out what they love to do and get into the specialty services of the Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Marines, and do shit that they can do that makes them special. Because if they're not special, they're going to put a gun in their hand, they're going to put a weapon in their hand, and they're going to put their ass out there in the infantry in the front line. And then that's when you see that's the garbage. Go get them jobs, specialty jobs, communications, intelligence, military intelligence. There's a lot of MOSs out there that are specialty jobs for your kids that will save them, that could potentially save their lives. Make them valuable in this space. All those within the sound of my voice, man. Step to the business. Step to it. I'm telling you, I gotta go, but I'm going for the summer again. I will pop in if something happens, and if I see something. Once again, the story is very simple, and I'm gonna tell you right now. On Friday, a bill was passed in Congress which reinstitutes the draft. It has to go to the Senate, and even if the president tries to veto it, they may override them. These are Democrats and Republicans that have decided to pass this bill to reinstitute the draft, and I can guarantee you, they won't bring it to the floor if Biden wins. If Trump wins, they'll bring it to the floor and they will institute the draft again. If you got kids, 16, my son will be 16 years old. I have a son in his 20s, 18 to 26. Pay attention. And thank you, the Duchess, for putting that in. And the Marines say, according to Marine website, the fact that a son or daughter is the only child does not exempt them from the draft. That used to be the case, but they're changing it now. Okay. Enjoy your summer. I love y'all, man. I appreciate all the support y'all been giving me. Go back. I'll put up some rewinds and all that for the morning emails, but this is a very serious story. Have a great day. Try to enjoy your summer, but listen, go start calling your military recruiters. Start looking for jobs in the military that actually can help your kids. That can train them. That way they'll have the service and they may be exempt from the draft. Okay. Spunkle Lace and Raw Perspective Morning Emails. Shout out to my OSG family. Shout out to my MOP First family. OSG Golf Tournament on the 30th. Make sure y'all go check it out. And I will try to come back in here again. Captain Kirk, I love you, sis. Good morning, sister. I love you. Enjoy your Juneteenth, the day that they read that the slave, they went to Texas, and read that the slaves were free. Hello, you guys have been free for 2 years, by the way, just to let you know. 6:33 in the morning. I love y'all, man. Have a great day. Talk to y'all later. Salute. Peace.